Hi, friends. Welcome back to Midweek Encouragement. Thank you for joining me here with First Church of God. A few years ago, I was asked to do a wedding for a couple, and they were very limited on their finances. It was a backyard wedding, and everything was super, super simple, which was beautiful and good. Financially, there was one need that they had, and that was that they couldn't afford wedding bands. But we still tied the knot. That's right. I went and bought a piece of rope about 4 foot long, and they literally tied a square knot right there in front of me, got it good and tight, and then we added a little heat with fire because it was nylon rope, making it so the knot could not come undone. It was a beautiful thing to do, and they continue to hold on to this rope. It hangs in their house. The rope has been pulled. The knot has stayed true. There's been some tough times in their life, but they've stayed together through thick and thin. Rope is a great tool to hold things in place, to pull things in. There's a lot of uses for a rope. Rope is just a fantastic tool. Rope is also an analogy. Some have said, give someone enough rope and they will hang themselves. For me, I say just give them all of the rope and let them do what they want. That way, I don't get tangled up in it. We've also said, I'm at the end of my rope. A guy by the name of Eugene Peterson, who is credited to have created the Message Bible, put Matthew chapter 5, verse 3 this way: you're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there is more room for God and his rule. Some might describe hopelessness as being at the end of your rope, or when we feel like we're flat on our back. I heard it said, when you find yourself flat on your back, look up. Pastor Tony Evans says that when you hit rock bottom, we will discover that God is the rock at the bottom. And Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, there is a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens. I like the changing of the seasons because it means something new is getting ready to happen. God takes us through seasons of change to get us ready for something new to happen. Our hope can be drained by difficulties, distractions, and discouragement. Those are seasons God uses to grow and strengthen us. The seasons are here to move us to the end of our rope. And when there is less of us, there's more room for God and his work. In the cold winter, I've often found looking forward to warmer weather and when I'm in the summer, I'm looking forward to cooler weather. We can't run from the seasons, and we can't hurry them. We need to rest in our seasons, and we need to seek the Father for what he is teaching us in our seasons of life. It isn't an easy path, but it's a worthwhile path. And the Bible speaks of running a race and focusing on the finish line. The hurdles we face may slow us down, but we can't give up. We've got to keep our eyes on the finish line, and that finish line is Jesus Christ. The Bible promises that God remains close to those who are broken, and he makes us stronger than before. Matthew 12:20 says, a bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out, till he has brought justice through to victory. Jesus came to set the captives free. Those in bondage because of their sin, their hurts, their habits, their hang-ups, God has promised in Isaiah 61:3, and provide for those who grieve, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, the garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, and there was a table that I purchased, and with the intent of refinishing it. Now, when I got it, I had to use some paint stripper and sandpaper, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and other things to get it down to bare wood. And there were many times that I just wanted to give up and put it at the curb for the trash man, or turn it into some pretty fancy firewood. But with glue and patience and a lot of work, it became something nice. I had to take the top apart and restore it. And when it was all ready, I painted the table, stained another part of the table. It was a complete makeover. And it turned out rather nice, if I say so myself. Now, I regret I didn't take before and after pictures of this project. The restoration of old furniture is exciting, making old new. Our loving Heavenly Father is in the restoration business. He makes new the old life, but in order to do this, we have to submit to the removal of the old, which can be painful. He removes the rust and the indentions that we or others have inflicted upon in order to bring purity and trust in Him, His power, and His love. God doesn't just want to bless you and make you new. He desires to transform you, make you brand new. When a child is learning to walk, they have to learn to let go of what they find security in, find security or what is security to them. Maybe it's a parent's hand, maybe it's a piece of furniture, as they take a step. And then they begin looking for security in something else to grab onto. Maybe it's the other parent, maybe it's another piece of furniture. If they fall, someone encourages them to get up and try again. We've got to keep that in mind. That healing is a journey, it's not a destination. And to find the healing, we sometimes have to embrace the hurt while understanding God has something good in store for us. When I work out and I do weightlifting, the next day I discover muscles that I didn't even know that existed in my body. But the pain reminds me that the muscles are growing and they're getting stronger. The painful season we encounter is a place for God to make us stronger. As the psalmist said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Remember, shadows have no power, and we're not staying in the valley, we're passing through. So I encourage you today, take the time to thank God for being with you and not abandoning you in your difficult season. Remind yourself that He has been faithful in the past. He's going to be faithful in the next difficult season you go through as well. And we're not praising and thanking Him for the storm, but we're thanking Him for His presence in the storm and what He is producing through the storm. May God bless you this day, and may you be one to fill somebody else with hope, because Jesus gives us hope. Bye-bye.